example, then what happens is it returns the character at index 3. If you use char at 4, then it returns the character at index 3 because string will store the values starting from index 0. Char at 4, that means 0, 1, 2, 3. So it will return the character available at index 3. It will return the character available at index 3 if you use char at 4. Similarly, there is one more common method, that is str.replace. str.replace, for example, I want to replace SAP Fiori with something like, I want to replace SAP Fiori string with SAP, for example, ABAP. So you can use replace SAP Fiori with SAP ABAP. So replace is a standard method in scripting, which you can access on any string. So the purpose of replace is to replace one string with another string. These are all general methods. It should be on your fingertips. Replace is a standard method to replace one string with another string. And not only replace, there is one more important method like str.match. str.match, and you can provide something like UI5. UI5. So I am trying to check whether there is a matching value with UI5 or not. I want to check whether there is a matching string available with UI5 or not. So if it is already available, then what happens is it returns true. If that UI5 is available in the existing string, then it returns true if match found. Else returns false. Else it returns false. UI5, we are searching for UI5. If that UI5 is available in the existing string, then automatically it returns true if the match found. If not found, it returns false. And not only that, there is one more method like str.search. str.search. I want to search for example, something like OData. So what it will do is it will search for a string and it returns the position of that particular matching string. It will search for this string and it will try to return the position of that particular string where it is matching. So it searches a string for specified value. It searches a string for a specified value and returns the position of that match. It returns the position of that matching string. So not only that, so str dot you can use like index of. You can use like index of. For example, I want to check something like SAP. So in that case, I can say it returns the index of first occurrence of that string. SAP is available 3 times here, SAP UI5, SAP Fiori, SAP OData. So there are three occurrences here of SAP. In the existing string, there are three occurrences of SAP. So if you use index of SAP, then automatically it returns. It returns the index of first occurrence. It returns the index of first occurrence of specified string. And say, for example, if I use str dot last index of SAP, then what happens is it returns the index of last occurrence of specified string. Index of returns index of first occurrence of that string. Last index of returns the index of last occurrence of specified string. So one is to identify the occurrence of first occurrence of that string, and another is to identify the last occurrence of that string. So there are two methods here. And you can see here str dot substring of, for example, something like 7, 6. If I use something like 7, 6, then what happens is it returns the substring 7 and up next 6 characters. It returns the substring from index 7 next to 6 characters. Returns the substring from index 7 and up to next 6 characters. So that's the behavior of substring method. So these are all very commonly used methods. Whenever necessary, you can use these methods. Match, search, index of, character at, concat, replace, uppercase, lowercase, trim, length. These are all very general things which can be accessed on any string. So, one second. So, Neil, some people are unable to. Okay. So these are all string methods. And not only that, we have some array related methods. Also. So let us identify those methods now. Yesterday I told you the behavior of an array. Yesterday I explained the behavior of an array. So now let us understand the methods which we can access on an array. So let me write that array methods here. Something like array related methods. For example, if I'm using like this, where something like course equal to, for example, think like this. Array means you have to use it in square bracket. Array means you have to use it in square bracket. And here I'm writing, for example, something like SAP, comma, SAP Fiori, comma, another value SAP OData. Now, so courses is an array here because we have provided our values inside square bracket. Courses becomes an array because the values are provided inside square bracket. Now, say for example, I want to identify the length of the array. I want to identify the length of an array. Then what you can do is you can use like this. Courses dot length. So length is a common option here to identify the length of an array. To find length of an array. Similarly, you can use like this, courses dot, there is a method like pop. Pop is a method. It's a standard method. So what it will do? It will remove the last element. It will remove the last item or last element from the array. So the last element is nothing but SAP OData, so it will remove that if you use pop method. Whichever item is available in the last position, so that will be removed if you use pop method. So it removes the last element or last item from the array. Pop is a method to remove the last element or last item from an array. Similarly, we can use like this, courses dot something like push is a method. Courses dot push is a method, and you can provide ABAP. What happens is it will add new element. It will add new element as SAP ABAP to an array. Pop is to remove, push is to add. Pop is to remove the element, push is to add an element. So that is how you can use it. Hello students, can you hear me? Hello students, can you hear me? Okay. Rani? Rani? Okay, then, okay, Rakshit? So pop is a method. Pop is a method to remove the last element from an array. And push is a method to add new element to an array. Push is a method to add new element to an array. And similarly, you can use like courses. Courses of something like 0 here, index 0 equal to, for example, SAP sales. So courses with index 0 equal to SAP sales. Then what happens is it will change the first element. It will change the first element of array to SAP sales. It will remove SAP UI5 and it will change it to SAP sales. At index 0, we are removing SAP UI5 and we are going to add SAP sales here. If I use this statement, It will remove the first element and it will change it to SAP sales after executing this line. And similarly, you can use like this, courses dot sort. Sort is a common method. So it is going to sort the elements. Sort is a common method, so it is going to sort the elements of an array. Ascending or descending, it is going to sort the elements of an array. And similarly, there is one more method like reverse. Reverse is another method, so it will reverse the order. It will reverses the order of an array. So first OData, then Fiori, then UI5. So it will reverse the order of that array after executing this method. So these are the very common methods: sort, reverse, push, pop, length. These are common methods of an array. Any array, not only this array, it can be any array, but these are the general methods. Very simple but important. And there is one more important one here. When you are using scripting, you need to know about some mathematical object here. There is a math object in scripting. Math object in scripting. So you can use like this. Math object is generally used for performing mathematical operations on numbers. Math object is to perform mathematical operations on numbers. So math is a predefined object which will allow you to perform some calculations or mathematical operations on numbers. So for example, if I use like this, math.random. Random is a standard method here. Math is a standard object, random is a standard method. So if I use like this, then definitely it will return a random number. It generates a random number and it returns a random number. Random is a standard method, so it returns a random number. Similarly, we can use like math.min of, something like 0, 120, for example, 30, 40, -8 or -9, for example. So min is a standard method here. Min is a standard method, so it will return the minimum of the existing numbers. Min is a standard method, so it returns the minimum of existing numbers. So in this case, it returns -9 because that's the minimum value. And similarly, you can use math.max. Math.max. So in this case, it returns the maximum value of existing numbers. It returns the maximum value of existing numbers. So in this case, it returns 120 here. And similarly, there is a math.round. Math.round. For example, if I use 4.7, then it returns value as 5. So the nearest number for 4.7 is 5. So it returns 5. For example, if I use math.round of 4.4, math dot round of 4.4, then in that case it returns 4 here. In that case it returns 4 because the nearest value for 4.4 is 4. So that is how it behaves. So round is a standard method to return the nearest value for that provided value. So whichever value you provide, for that it will calculate the nearest value if you use round method. And similarly, we can have math dot seal. Seal is a method, and if I use, like, for example, 4.4, then in that case it returns 5. It returns 5. So the next numeric value for 4.4 is 5. That is how sealing works. Seal means it will search for the next nearest numeric value. So for 4.4, the next integer value is 5, so it returns 5. Say for example, if I use like math.floor of 4.7, then it returns 4 here. It returns 4 if you use floor of 4.7. And similarly, there is math.pi, pi. Math.pi, then definitely it returns pi value. Math.pi, definitely it returns if you use math.pi, then it returns a pi value. Something like 3.14, etc. Similarly, there is one more common method like math.pow. Math.pow, then in that case, if I use, for example, 2 to the power 5, so you can use 2 comma 5. You can use 2 comma 5, so it is like 2 to the power 5, so it will returns 2 to the power 5. That is equal to something like 32, I think. 2 to the power 5, so definitely it returns 32 as a value. So POW is a method here. It is a standard method. So these are all general methods which we can access using a math object in scripting. Math object in scripting is to perform some arithmetic or mathematical operations on numbers. And similarly, not only this, we need to know about date object here. Date object is also very commonly used. For example, if I use var d equal to new date, if I use like this, var d equal to new date, then what we can do is you can use some methods here. D dot get date. You can call these methods here. And you can use d dot get day. And similarly, you can use d dot get full here. Get full year. Then d dot get hours. And similarly, d dot, something like you can use get milliseconds also. Milliseconds. Similarly, d dot, you can use get minutes. And d dot, you can use like get month. and d dot get seconds. So these are all common methods which you can access if you are using a data object. And similarly, d dot get time. And similarly, we can also use like this, d dot set date. These methods are also possible. And d dot something like set full year. Setter methods are also available. And d dot set hours. Very simple, but better to know. And d dot set milliseconds. D dot set minutes. And d dot set seconds. And d dot set time. So these are some of the methods which you can access using a data object here. These are the methods you can access using a data object. But so there is one important syntax which is specific to SAP UI5. There is one specific syntax which is specific to SAP UI5, and I can say here you can see from UI5 documentation. So this is a UI5 documentation, and you can see there are several screen elements here. There are several screen elements here. So all these screen elements are going to follow one specific syntax. If you understand that syntax, then UI5 part becomes very, very easy. So let me write that syntax. And we are going to start SAP UI5 from Monday onwards, but let me just use that syntax here. We are going to use it practically from Monday onwards. So here you can see there are some different screen elements here. There are some different screen elements. And what SAP has done is SAP has provided different screen elements under different packages or different libraries. SAP has provided these different SAP UI5 screen elements under different packages and different libraries. So first those things here. SAP has provided different screen elements under different packages, or we can call it as a libraries. Packages, or you can call it as library. And most importantly, I can say screen elements. Screen elements are technically known as user interface elements. Both are same. Screen elements are known as user interface elements. And in shortcut, you can call it as UI elements. In shortcut, you can call it as UI elements. Now, if I want to use any SAP UI5 screen element, if I want to use any SAP UI5 screen element, then you need to follow certain syntax here. So, syntax to use SAP UI5 screen elements. This is important for developer now. So syntax 1, something like step 1 is like you have to use var your screen element object, var then screen element object equal to you have to use new is an operator. New is an operator to create an object for screen element. New is an operator to create an object for screen element. And you can use new and you have to provide some package name. Package name dot screen element class. Package name dot, you have to use screen element related class. Every screen element contains one class, so you have to use that here. Every screen element contains a class, so you have to use that, and different classes will be under different packages. Different classes, different screen elements contains different classes, and different classes will be part of different packages. So first you need to create a screen element object by using new operator. You have to create a screen element object using new operator by pointing to screen element class. And in the brackets, what you can do is within the flower brackets, you can set some properties here. You can set some property like property colon value. Property 1 colon value, comma. You can use like this. Property 2 colon its value, comma. You can have several properties. That is property 3 colon value 3, comma. You can also use like this event. If there is any event, screen elements can contain events. So if there is an event, then you can use like event colon some function. Event then colon some function. So this is how we have to adopt our step 1. This is our step 1 for creating screen element in Sap UI5. So in step 1, what we are trying to do, we are trying to create object for screen element. That is according to step 1. And we are setting properties. In step 1, we are creating object for screen element and we are setting the properties. So this is how technically it looks like. Then step 2. Step 2, we can access a method on object. According to step 2, we can access a method on screen element object. We can access method on screen element object. That is like you can use screen element object dot, you can provide some method name. You can use some method name and you can provide some value. Similarly, screen element object dot method name and some value. There can be several methods, so you can access like this. Very simple. We can access a method on screen element object by using screen element object dot method name and you can set some value. Screen element object dot method name and you can set some value. And step 3, place screen element on content. You have to place screen element on content. So you have to use screen element object dot place at, and you can place it on content. That's it. So if you understand, if you can remember these three syntaxes, then SAP UI5 becomes very, very, very easy. So complete UI5 depends on how you manage step 1, step 2, and all those screen elements in UI5 as well as in Fiori. Screen elements in SAP UI5 as well as in Fiori ultimately will follow these three steps, these three syntaxes. So don't worry, just I wrote some syntaxes here, but how can we implement practically? That we are going to start from Monday onwards. From Monday onwards, we are going to concentrate mainly on UI5 part. How to create a button, how to create a table, how to create a radio button, checkbox, drop down, progress indicator, rating indicator. There are several things we are going to understand in detail. But ultimately what I mean to say is, whatever may be the screen element, ultimately it will follow this three-step procedure. It can be a table, it can be a drop down, it can be a radio button. So ultimately it follows this three-step procedure. So before concluding, let me highlight some list of SAP UI5 or Fiori packages. So one is sap.ui.commons is one of the package, or some people will call it as libraries. Both are technically same here. And sap dot something like ui.table is another package. And sap.ui.layout is another package. And sap.ui.unified. And sap.ui.model. sap.ui.model. Then sap.viz. It's a package name. And sap.yum. It's a package name. And sap.me. It's a package name, etc. So we are going to use all these different things in different examples. So what I mean to say is, these different packages contains the classes for different screen elements. You need not create any class. The classes are already available, but the only thing is you need to know how to use that screen element class here from so-and-so package. There are standard classes from standard packages, so you should know how to use it whenever necessary. You have to provide some package name dot that screen element class name. So what I mean to say is, different screen elements contains different classes, and different classes will be part of different packages here. So let me write a note here. All the above packages contains screen elements, or I can say all the above different packages contains different screen element related classes. So just remember that. So from Monday onwards, what I'll do is I'll start one by one. Definitely from Monday onwards, every class will be very interesting, because we are going to concentrate more on screen designing. Okay, so that is one thing that you need to notice. If you have any doubts, you can ask me now. Hello, students.
Hi Vijay.
Yeah. Hello,
Hi
Venkat.
Vijay,
You can
this is
ask.
Venkat.
I can
Yeah,
hear you. You can
yeah.
ask me.
This one, this syntax for step one,
Okay.
is that like new is a keyword and package name is the like whatever the package name we want to give, right?
Exactly. Yes. It can be UI Commons, UI
Oh,
table, UI model. It can be sap.yum.
okay,
You can use any package name.
okay. And one more is like I was referring the syllabus sheet which you send in the beginning of this thing, and some
Okay.
in the OData, some things I couldn't understand. Is that like we are about to cover, or is that like I mean maybe the headings are different or something? I'll
Just
one
what you do
second.
is
Just open.
whatever you feel there is whatever you feel that this is not understandable, you can just send a mail so that I'll
Okay,
respond and I can give some comment on that so that you
okay,
will get some clarity on that.
okay, okay. All right.
And
Thanks.
one more thing, whatever OData services we have developed, we are going to access them in the front end. Then you'll get some more clarity. Are you getting my point? OData is not completed because whatever we have developed, we have to consume in the front end and we have to perform some transactions.
Okay, okay. All right.
Okay.
No problem.
Then
Yeah, thanks.
what about others?
Hi Vijay, Praveen this side.
Yeah, Praveen.
Vijay, yesterday I'm not sure if I missed anything because the class got interrupted unfortunately. So I wanted to know like did we stop exactly at the logical operators or you have covered anything else after that?
No, yesterday there is a power shutdown. So as whenever the power goes on in my machine, definitely it will
Okay.
be disconnected. Okay.
Yeah, I tried calling you but you are not picking up too. So I
So
wanted to
I think I
confirm that.
did not check that, but it will be disconnected as soon as power goes off.
Hmm.
So it will be disconnected from your go-to meeting.
Okay, and I have one doubt from this scripting. You have shown us like the way of declaring the object and other thing. So I can compare object as a structure in SAP ABAP, right?
Exactly. It's something similar to that.
Yeah. So how can we declare a table in this JavaScripting? Do we have anything like that in JavaScripting?
We don't declare a table. What table means what you want to do with that table.
Like in ABAP, we have a different way of declaring a table, like standard table of this is a standard table of
Then
a
what
table
we do,
object will
yeah,
be
I
declared.
got your
We,
point. Then what we
yeah.
do is we can have an array with list of objects, or we can have an object with list of arrays.
Okay.
Are you getting my
So
point?
yeah, little bit of confusing, but when we see practicals, I think I'll be clear.
Exactly. So when we what I mean to say is we can have an array. Inside array, we can have list of objects with list of records.
Okay, sir.
So
Yeah.
so an array can internally have some list of records.
Okay, so you're going to have objects inside array, you mean to say, right?
Exactly. Objects inside an array is possible.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Then
That's all.
what about other students?
Hello,
So hello
hello.
students. You need
Sir,
not
here this
really
side.
worry.
Sorry.
You need not really worry at this point of time. So whatever the syntaxes we are trying to understand, we are going to see them practically. Definitely then it will be on your fingertips. At present, it is like some here and there is a chance of confusion. But from Monday onwards, all these doubts will be clarified automatically when we go for practical part. Okay. Yeah. Then who else is having doubt?
Sir, here this side. I have one doubt. Hello.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Here in JavaScript, we are directly creating objects. If I'm not wrong, we are directly, with using the flower method, we are creating the object. But unlike to it in Java, even in ABAP also, first we create class, and with the help of that class, we create objects. or even in some cases we make use of a factory and all, and we get the instances, right? So here in JavaScript, what we don't have something called as a class.
We have a class. Here you can see, we are using a new operator. New operator is to create an object for a class. So in our scripting in UI5, we are going to use all the standard classes because standard classes will refer to standard screen elements. SAP UI5 is mainly to design the screen. So for every screen element, there is a separate class. So we are going to create an object by using a new operator here.
Okay, that I'm getting that yesterday when you were discussing, if you could scroll it little above. So when you told that how we can create an object, right? In normal script, how we can create an object with the help of curly that flower bracket, and there you directly make use of that attribute.
That is a static object here when we are using flower brackets. So we are providing the values within the static object.
Okay, so here we have some concept of static object, right?
Exactly, yes. So what we are trying to do in STS class, we are using a flower brackets and we are just hard coding the values inside that object.
Right, right. Okay, okay.
Are
So
getting my point?
kind of some complex variable. We are trying to create kind of some complex variable having multiple attribute and value.
Exactly,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, then what about others? Abhijit, Gaurav, Harshavardhan, Jagannath. Jagannath, I think there is some problem. What's your problem? Earlier I did not able to find out. Jagannath, Gaurav.
Yeah, actually, this Jagannath,
Yeah.
I tried to uh, use I tried to use a get entity method, but I couldn't write the code. I have shared the screenshot. I tried to create a project. Can you have a look at that?
What's the project name?
Jet Saudia.
Z?
Saudia. Sourya. Yes.
Okay, so what you are unable to do here?
In the get entity method, I have one table from where I need to retrieve data.
Get entity. So what you need to do is you have to click on change here. Select this change
Yeah,
option.
I did.
You are having some inactive version.
I did redefine. I did redefine and right code. Yeah, this one is
You are
the
getting
issue.
this error.
Yes, this is the error.
So that means your metadata is not updated. I think that might be the problem. Let me just regenerate these things. Just regenerate. I think after generating the classes, you might have made some changes in the metadata. So that might be the problem. So I've regenerated again.
Right.
So
Sure.
I've regenerated again, and I think you have written a code under some other method here.
Get entity only.
Get entity, but you have written the code under a method which is not related to this one. So here you have to write the code under get entity of your entity set. Here you have to write. You wrote somewhere in the standard interface method. You have to write it under get entity of your entity set.
Okay.
You have written
Okay.
somewhere here. You have written somewhere here under get entity of some standard interface. You have to write the code under your entity set related get entity method. So try to
Okay.
shift that code.
Sure, sure. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Then what about other students?
Vijay, this is Vasant.
Yeah, Vasant.
Where we can find these packages in the network gateway?
We are
Sorry,
which packages? Packages in
you
UI5?
sap.m. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, those packages will be added whenever you create a project here. So we are going to do that, but let me show that. Let me open that Eclipse once. So hello students, and let me clarify one basic point. In the PDF which I sent to you, so this link is missing, so please try to update this link. In the PDF file which I sent to you, this link is missing, so please try to update this one to add UI5 plugins. Okay, just cross check with that. And let me come to, okay, you can see if you create a project here, if you create any project, that project contains some libraries here. You can see that. These are all different libraries.
Okay.
You can see like, you can see something like sap.m, sap.me, sap.ui commons, sap UI core, and sap.ui.table, sap.ui.ux3. Are you getting my point, Vasant?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. How, okay, how that OData will know about these packages from in our SAP system?
OData has nothing to do with these packages. I'm not talking about our ABAP package. ABAP package is different. These packages are different.
Okay.
These are the packages for designing the screens. But
Okay.
OData services we are going to save in a package. That package is a different one that is used only for transportation.
Okay.
Are you getting my point?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
package in ABAP is no way connected to package in Fiori and UI5. They are totally different. Please don't mix up both the things.
Okay. This is
So
only
these are not
this
related to
thing.
OData. These are the packages related to screen designing.
Okay.
Okay, and ABAP packages means that is for transportation purpose.
Yes, yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
So what about others? And Shiva Krishna here you can see, just follow this procedure. Just go to file, new, and then go to other section. Under other section, you have to choose application project. You have to choose application project. And then click on next here and provide some project name. Provide some project name and then provide some view name. For example, first view. Provide some view name, then click on finish here. So it will create that project. And you will get some index file here. You'll get some default coding. We are going to use it in the coming classes, but you write your HTML code inside body section here. Shiva Krishna, are you able to follow now? So what is the error you are getting? Please try to send it to me so that I'll try to resolve. In this process, what is the error you are getting? So try to send that screenshot to me so that I'll resolve, okay? Yeah, then.
Vijay, Sunil here.
Yeah, Sunil.
Vijay, I don't know what happened. Initially, I was not able to get connected. It was continuously saying organizer has blocked, some message like that. I sent you the screenshot. But then later, almost after 30 to 40 minutes, I was able to get connected.
No, everyone is able to connect. So we did not block anyone. We don't block from our side. If there is any problem, if there are two people coming with same name, then there may be a problem. But from my side, we don't block anything. The problem might be with your internet connection. If it is slow, then it won't connect directly. Are you
No,
getting
I
my
have
point?
2 Mbps. Yeah, I have 2 Mbps. I sent you the screenshot also. I was not sure what could have been went wrong. Anyway,
Sometimes
then
it
after some time
happens.
I was able to connect.
That's what sometimes it happens because when traffic is more, so go to meeting, it will take some time to connect.
Okay.
Okay, but from my side,
Okay,
I
it's
did
okay now.
not block anything and anyone.
Yeah, okay. It's okay.
Okay, yeah.
It's okay. Okay,
Then
thank you.
what about other students? Yes, you can access Shiva Krishna. We can access all those projects. Okay, then what about others? Deepthi, Satya Sunil, Mahidhar, Mohan, Naveen. Raja. Okay, students. So I'll just stop today, and on
Sir,
Monday
sir,
onwards we'll discuss some more concepts. Okay. So on Monday onwards we are going to discuss purely about SAP UI5 part. So please don't miss any class from Monday onwards. Okay. So it will be interesting and important also. Okay. Yeah.